Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 22, verse number 17. Yam harmya priste tvanadan risobam Vitridatim tranduta vihvalatsim Visvavasurnypatat syad vimanad Vilotya sammoha vimoda chetaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. I have heard that Visvavasu, the great Gandharva, his mind stupefied with infatuation, fell from his airplane after seeing your daughter playing with a ball on the roof of the palace, for she was indeed beautiful with her tinkling antral bells and her eyes moving to and fro. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. It is understood that not only at the present moment, but in those days also, there were skyscrapers. Herein we find the word Haramya Prishte. Haramya means a very big palatial building. Swad Vimanat means from his own airplane. It is suggested that private airplanes or helicopters were also current in those days. The Gandharva Visvavasu, while flying in the sky, could see Devahuti playing ball on the roof of the palace. Ball playing was also current, but aristocratic girls would not play in a public place. Ball playing and other such pleasures were not meant for ordinary women and girls. Only princes like Devahuti could indulge in such sports. It is described here that she was seen from the flying airplane. This indicates that the palace was very high. Otherwise, how could one see her from an airplane? The vision was so distinct that the Gandharva Visvavasu was bewildered by her beauty and by hearing the sound of her antral bendals. And being captivated by the sound and beauty, he fell down. Tardama Muni mentioned the incident as he had heard it. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport.
Kardama Muni, though he is a Muni, he has heard this pastime of Gandharva Visvavasu. Srimad Bhagavatam has descriptions like this and many more descriptions similar to this, describing the beauty of girls, women, female beauty is described in many verses. It simply means you cannot get away from this. The Mayavadis try to get away from this, saying that female beauty is illusion. We also agree that the female beauty in this material world is illusion or is illusorily generated. But every illusion is a misrepresentation of the original. Suppose you see a rope as a snake, the rope is misrepresenting itself as a snake. But if I have to see the rope as a snake, I have to have knowledge about snake somewhere. Yes or no? So the Shastras say that the beauty in this material world is illusion. Specifically, female beauty is illusion, the Shastra says. So Vaishnavas, the way they understand is that, okay, this is illusion, that means there must be, in absolute sense, there must be real beauty. Absolute beauty. And illusion creates an effect which is identical to the effect of the original. Just like the snake will create a fear in me. Though it is a rope, that snake will create a fear in me. So in the same way, female beauty is described to be illusion in this world. Mayavadis, since they don't accept there is a positive reality of positive beauty, positive relationship, etc., they just say this is illusion. Their understanding, the philosophy itself is not complete because they cannot answer then why illusion is taking this particular form. Okay, you are saying this is illusion. Why it is in this particular form only? They have no answer. But we have an answer because these are the beauty, male, female relationships in this material world which are duplicating the male, female and relationship in the spiritual world momentarily. Momentarily they are creating an effect identical to what is the effect of beauty and everything in the spiritual world. So therefore, the idea of a female in my mind is not illusion. Idea of a particular female in this material world is an illusion. But the idea of female, idea of male, idea of rasa between male and female, these are symbols which we learn from this material world. These are the vocabulary for our spiritual existence. From the material world we can understand how spiritual world will be. From these symbols we can understand, from the representations of illusions we can understand what is the real thing. So here feminine beauty is described. Visvavasu, the great Gandharva, his mind got infatuated, fell from the airplane after seeing your daughter playing with the ball on the roof of the palace. For she was indeed beautiful with her tinkling ankle bells and her eyes moving to and fro. So these are all the, it is not that moving eyes to and fro is Maya. Moving eyes of a female to and fro in this material world is Maya. But there is the There's a beauty. Then what is the, say, Kardo Muni is describing these things. Because he is describing these things. Because he is describing, okay, Visvavasu fell in Maya. Now Kardo Muni is describing this. He is not in Maya. He is describing it as a fact. Because now he is appreciating the beauty of the girl who was brought to him for offering in marriage. So when she is offered in marriage, for him to appreciate her beauty, he is within the Dharma. But it is not absolute devotion service. But it is within the Dharma. So in the material world, even in illusion, you deal with beauty, you deal with rasa of relationship within the rules and regulations of the Shastras. One becomes a civilized human being. First you should become a civilized human being, then we can become a Vaishnava. Prabhupada says in some place, a Vaishnava is a gentleman. Because Vaishnava is one who is learning how to be a perfect gentleman in the spiritual world. First he has to be a gentleman here. Adherence to the Shastras, culture, that is culture. Adherence to the scriptures, sadachar, all the right kind of behavior, lifestyle, these are all supposed to have, these are all necessary for a Vaishnava. Otherwise one would say, why all this sadachar and all chant Hare Krishna? No, anyway you're going to the spiritual world. No, in the spiritual world there is super sadachar. It's a wonderful Satchidananda society. This is a Triguna society. Just like three gunas produce this society, there are three energies of the Lord that produce that society. Sandhini potency, Samvit potency, Hladini potency. Just like Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Sattoguna. In the same way, there are three modes in the spiritual world. Sandhini is existential potency. Samvit is knowledge potency. Hladini is pleasure potency. So then a world is created by these energies of the Lord. These are energies of the Lord. A world is created, a society is created. Created means it exists. It displays. It's not that it's created sometime, but it is active. The three energies are active in creating a spiritual society in the spiritual world. And the characteristic of that atmosphere is that of giving enjoyment to Krishna. The one who can actually take the enjoyment of unlimited living entities, rasa, is the center of the rasa. He is not an ordinary person. He is another tattva, surrounded by ordinary tattvas like us who are tiny, who all give ananda to him. And whose constitutional ananda is the ananda of giving ananda in the spiritual world. Every living entity. So everybody is in ananda. So that whole atmosphere is an atmosphere of Satchidananda Vigraha. So in the spiritual world, even though there are so many female beauties, when one is attracted to the supreme beauty of Radha and Krishna, then everything becomes, compared to that beauty, to that beauty, every other beauty is actually an offering to that beauty. The beauty and the attitude of the residents of Vaikuntha is that of giving pleasure to Krishna. The attitude of everybody in Vaikuntha is that everything belongs to Krishna. Every person in the spiritual world belongs to Krishna. The owner is the enjoyer of the property of Krishna, is the Supreme Lord who is the enjoyer of all the jivas. So all the beauty is enjoyed by Krishna. So one sees beauty in the material world. You can see beauty without coveting. You can see beauty in the material world also without coveting. Coveting means what? Wanting to possess. It's for me. It is for me. But the fact that beauty is not there cannot be denied. In the spiritual world, you may see somebody, you may say, oh, she is very beautiful. Doesn't mean it is Maya. You appreciate her beauty. Because it's Krishna's creation, it's Krishna's energy. But you're not coveting, you don't want to enjoy her. You're recognizing it is she's Krishna's servant. So therefore, within our mind, you cannot get out of this thing that, like Mayavadis say, that, you should get out of you should hate the attitude of enjoying. You don't hate female beauty, you don't hate females, but you hate your attitude to enjoy female beauty. So this is a training ground in our material world. That is why the Shastras prescribed right kind of behavior for our mind. What is the sadachar? Look, every woman as a mother except one's wife. Why except one's wife? Because according to Dharma, it's authorized. Now you do. Now you look at it. Look at your wife differently. That she has to serve me. That is the principle. Regulated way of removing the anarthas is a mechanism. Regulated sense gratification. The Shastra says that any poison can be removed by administering the same poison in regulated manner. It's a big principle. Bhagavatam also talks about it. So if you regulate a poison, only doctors can say what is the regulation, what is the dosage and all those things. You cannot decide. So that dosage of sense gratification, the doctors have decided according to the medical books, Shastras, which is the scriptures, what should be the enjoyment of a grahastha. Is it prescribed? When in that prescribed manner you conduct yourself as a proper grahastha, then that lust can be uprooted. It will dwindle. It will dwindle. It's like a medicine. There are many examples, even in our physical body also, certain ailments. To remove a poison, you have to put another poison. This anti-venom is also created out of poison. The snake bite, you get a snake bite, they'll give you anti-venom. But anti-venom is created out of venom only. They've taken poison out of the snake and they have created that. It's also poison. That is one example. That will cure the poison in the body. So anyway, what we need to understand is, we have to fear our attitude of enjoyment. We have to hate our attitude of enjoyment. There is no point in hating anything or any people in this world, male, female. There is no hating. You hate our perception. We hate people's lusty perception. Don't hate people. We hate illusion. Dusty perception means it's illusion. We hate illusion. We attack illusion. We attack illusion in our mind. We attack illusion in others' mind. How do you attack illusion? By speaking knowledge. How it is illusion. So that the hearer will come out of that illusion and see things as they are. So everything has a relevance in this material world. It is so easy. That is why we say that this Mayavada philosophy is for kindergarten. So easy. Brahma Satya, Jagat Mithya. That is their understanding. Jagat Mithya means this all does not exist at all. The way for me to get out of being affected by female beauty is to say that it doesn't exist at all. But what Vaishnavas say, here what you are seeing does not exist. What you are seeing now does not exist. In something you are seeing female beauty, there it does not exist. But you cannot say it does not exist at all. Variety is the spice of enjoyment. Spiritual world is full of varieties. We can't enter the spiritual world with controlling attitude, owning attitude, enjoying attitude. We cannot enter. Those attitudes should go away. From controlling attitude, it should come to power, surrendering attitude. From owning attitude, it should come to, one should tell oneself, I am owned by Krishna, I am owned by my Guru. You give your ownership. Don't try to own anything. You give your ownership. This is the mood of everybody in the spiritual world, to give one's ownership to Krishna. You are my owner. And then enjoyer. I'm not the enjoyer, I'm the enjoyed. Please enjoy me. My Lord, enjoy me. Enjoy my services. Enjoy what? You have created me. All the faculties that I have is meant for you. I offer everything unto you, including myself. Enjoyment. So our goal is very clear in devotion service. When we do devotion service in this material world, sadhana bhakti, it is meant to practice our attitude. It is meant to practice our servant identity. Yesterday we discussed attitude, from lauding attitude to serving attitude, from enjoying identities to serving identities. From seeing the world as meant for my enjoyment to perceiving the world as meant for Krishna's enjoyment. From choosing desires for my enjoyment to choosing desires for Krishna's enjoyment. What pleases Krishna? So our fundamental choice is in choosing the attitude. Next level of our choice, because once you choose your attitude, based on attitude you will choose either an enjoyer identity or a servant identity. So first fundamental choice is of what? Attitude. Primary choice is of what? Identity. Secondary choice is what? How to perceive. The same thing you can perceive in two ways. Everything can be perceived in two ways. For me or for Krishna. So by regulated devotional service, sadhana bhakti, all these things are practiced. Our perceptions are purified. Before perceptions are purified, that is why Prabhupada, not one time Prabhupada, devotees were chanting in Krishna Balaram temple, Kirtan, in the Kirtan, Radhe 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 Radhe. So Prabhupada stopped that, called them and stopped them. He said, you have no qualification to chant her name. Because what is the perception? Can you perceive Radharani's beauty? When you become free from the enjoying attitude, then you can understand that every female beauty is a reflection of the original beauty of Radharani. In this material world, that reflection is used by Durga Devi for entrapping the living entities. So we are only aware of symbols of beauty in this material world. We do not know what is Satchidananda beauty. We do not know. So if you think of Radharani, you will think of like a material female beauty. But her beauty is Ananda Chinmaya Sadujjala Vigrahasya. That is the description. That's the description of every spiritual body. Is what it's? Ananda Chinmaya Sadujjala Vigrahasya. It is not in the material world, this is duplicated through a body of flesh. Panchabhuta body is duplicating. That is the reason when you see a female beauty or a male beauty, vice versa, opposite sex, you don't see the Panchabhuta. It is made up of Panchabhuta, but you don't see the Panchabhuta. Why you don't see the Panchabhuta? Because if you see the Panchabhuta, illusion will fall apart. Because illusion has to perfectly replicate original. In original, there is no Panchabhuta like that. Originally, Satchidananda Vigraha. The internal energy of the Lord. So basically, if our enjoying attitude goes, lauding attitude goes, controlling attitude goes, and we get replaced by serving attitude, surrendering attitude, then our consciousness is getting purified to understand higher and higher subject matters which are there, which is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. That is why in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam also, Radharani's name is not directly mentioned. Just see. You have to read between the lines. Who is this topmost gopi? Her name is, you have to read between the lines. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, there are many wrong perceptions are there in the subconscious mind. Is it possible to totally remove the wrong perceptions from the subconscious mind? If possible, how can we do that?
Yes, we have got two minds, conscious mind and the subconscious mind or the unconscious mind. To remove things from our subconscious mind, it's a mechanical process, just like a machine, programming, deprogramming, how do you do? The same way, of course, this programming is not simply digital programming. It's a programming of emotions. It's a programming of thinking, feeling, willing programming. That means a particular kind of a situation comes, immediately your subconscious mind will respond with a particular thinking, particular feeling, particular willing into your consciousness. Every moment in our consciousness means thinking, feeling and willing. These things just respond. And your current conscious mind is saying, oh no, this is not correct. But that is pushing, thinking, feeling and willing. Willing is what? Impulse. Impulse. Forcefully your mind is pushing you to act, your senses are pushing you to act. So the perceptions in the mind can be purified by submissive hearing. There are so many perceptions in your subconscious that got purified. That is why you are a devotee today. There are so many more perceptions in your mind which needs to be purified in order to become one day a pure devotee. So the method is nothing but we already know, no new techniques and all is not required. Whatever Prabhupada has given you have to follow properly. But to understand what is the value of everyday Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. What is the value of hearing? What is the value of reading Prabhupada's book every day 1 hour? What is the value of it? What does it do to you? It goes into your subconscious when you're submissively reading it. It goes and it changes all your like and dislike value system in your head. All the emotions, what you like, what you once liked, and what once you disliked. Everybody dislikes tapasya, especially modern days. There's no such thought at all in life, right? To take austerity. But then after you hear, you say, oh, yeah, there's value for trouble taking. Otherwise, nobody wants to take any trouble for the mind or body or anything. Then your entire value for trouble taking changes. What is it? Oh, I like it. Why I like it? Because tapasya is the path for coming out of this material, bodily identity. So I have to control my senses. I have to control myself. So I like it. Because you have said you like it, that is why you are coming for Mangalarti. 100%. If you have problems in coming for Mangalarti, you please tell yourself more and more about, you change your liking towards tapasya. Because that is a reality. Because conditioning is there. Conditioning is telling sleep. But because you like tapasya, you come. And because you like tapasya, that tapasya will purify you one day that it is no longer a tapasya to come for Mangalarti. Because your conditioning is gone. Because you have seen higher taste and you are experiencing, I should go to Mangalarti because I have to be with the Lord. But now if you say, I have to go to the Mangalarti to be with the Lord, your desire to sleep will overcome that. It will not work because you are not attracted to the Lord. But when you do tapasya, then you get purified, then you get attracted to the Lord. That time, why are you going for Mangalarti? Because I want to go there. I like that itself I like. Not that I like tapasya, I like to go there. So that is the way submissive oral reception will cleanse our subconscious mind. Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.